Hello, this is Samantha Cundiff, and I'm going to go over some blogs that other students wrote that correlates to Chapter 6. Chapter 6 explains a rhetorical analysis as a closed reading of a text to find how and whether it persuades. You perform a rhetorical analysis by analyzing how well the components of an argument work together to persuade or move an audience. You think of what is the purpose of the argument. What do you hope to achieve? Who is the audience? Rhetorical analysis creates a basis on how to write your essay, how to attract your reader, and persuade to the purpose of your writing. It certainly helps us look at what we just wrote and where to go with it, if we need to go in one direction or the other. We need this in our final research paper because we need to attract the readers to our purpose, to figure a way to persuade them to our ideas. This relates to what my classmates wrote about in their blog for Chapter 2, 3, and 4, because they are ideas to attract readers: pathos, ethos, and logos. I brought up their blogs, and this is over Chapter 2. For example, one student went over Chapter 2 that discussed pathos, explaining it as an emotional appeal to the audience, explaining pathos with the example of when Osama bin Laden was killed, and how the president's usage of pathos reminded the audience of the emotions we felt when 9/11 hit. And they're explaining it right here, if you would like to read that over. This refers to Chapter 6 because this is an example of how to do a rhetorical analysis. The president had to figure out a way to use emotions to build bridges. As the author of this blog pointed out, you have to connect to the audience. Another blog explains Chapter 3 in our English book, Ethos. The author of this blog explains this as credibility and honor. She explains public speakers and how they try to relate to you, make you laugh, gain your trust. If you begin to lie, they no longer trust you, and well, then why listen to what you have to say? This relates to Chapter 6 because this correlates to the rhetorical analysis. You are trying to persuade your audience, right? You can't just lie and have no credibility with the paper you write. This will stop reading right away. You have to analyze this in your paper to move your audience. And this is explained right here. If you want to read that over. Lastly, another blog, but this one is about Chapter 4. Can you guess what this one's about? Logos. This student explains this as logic in our mind. She uses the example of news on TV and how they use logos when they talk. They don't just state facts, but some facts, and also what you want to hear. This is definitely something you have to put in perspective when writing your final paper. You have to state some facts, but you can't just keep rambling on about facts. You have to put some interesting information that'll attract your reader to stay. And she explains that right here. Well, I hope you enjoyed my video. Thanks for watching.